While everyone's obsessing over AI trading algorithms and market predictions, Marcus Aurelius figured out something 2,000 years ago that beats every piece of financial technology we have today. Here's the shocking truth. The Roman emperor who controlled the wealth of an entire empire never once checked daily market fluctuations. He had a secret for dealing with financial chaos that modern traders desperately need to learn. And here's what's crazy. Recent studies show that 87% of day traders lose money despite having access to the most sophisticated AI tools in history. Meanwhile, the ancient Stoics built generational wealth using nothing but their minds. I'm going to reveal Marcus Aurelius's exact mental framework that made him immune to financial panic and why it's more powerful than any algorithm ever created. Stay with me, because this ancient wisdom is about to revolutionize how you think about money. This video is different. It's deeper. We're not talking about the latest trading app or AI breakthrough. We're diving into something that has withstood the test of 2,000 years, something that worked when Rome fell during the Great Depression, and yes, even during the 2008 financial crisis. I know because I've been there. I've watched people lose fortunes chasing market predictions and AI signals. I've seen brilliant minds destroyed by the very tools that were supposed to make them rich. But here's what I discovered. The Stoics had already solved the problem of financial anxiety before stock markets even existed. They understood something about human psychology and money that our modern world has completely forgotten. Marcus Aurelius wrote something in his personal journal that, when properly applied, can make you immune to market manipulation and emotional trading decisions. But there's a catch. This philosophy directly contradicts everything the financial industry wants you to believe. Marcus Aurelius wasn't just an emperor. He was the most powerful man in the world, responsible for managing the wealth of 50 million people. And in his private writings, he reveals his secret to financial resilience. He wrote, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." This wasn't just philosophy, this was economic strategy. While everyone around him panicked about trade routes, currency fluctuations, and economic threats, Marcus Aurelius developed what I call Stoic financial immunity. Here's the framework. The Stoics understood that markets are driven by human emotions: fear, greed, panic, euphoria. They realized that if you can control your internal state, you become immune to external financial chaos. But here's where it gets interesting, and this is that secret I promised you. Marcus Aurelius discovered that the more you try to predict and control financial outcomes, the more you become enslaved by them. The path to financial freedom isn't through better information or smarter algorithms. It's through emotional independence. Now, before you think this is just ancient wishful thinking, let me show you why modern neuroscience proves the Stoics were right, and why AI actually makes this problem worse. Here's what's happening right now in financial markets. AI is creating more noise, not less. These algorithms process millions of data points per second, generate countless signals, and promise to predict market movements with mathematical precision. Sounds perfect, right? Wrong. They're creating the exact opposite of what Marcus Aurelius taught. Every notification, every alert, every opportunity that AI identifies is training your brain to react emotionally to market movements. You're becoming more dependent on external validation, not less. Think about it. How many times have you checked your portfolio today? How many AI-generated signals have you received? Each one is a small hit of anxiety or excitement, exactly what the Stoics warned against. Marcus Aurelius called this the tyranny of external events. The more you react to outside information, the less control you have over your financial decisions. But here's what's even more dangerous, something that Epictetus, another great Stoic philosopher, warned about 2,000 years ago. He discovered a psychological trap that's destroying modern investors, and it's getting worse with AI. Epictetus spent his early life as a slave, so he understood powerlessness better than anyone. But when he gained his freedom, he he made a discovery that changed everything. He divided all of life into two categories: what is up to us and what is not up to us. In financial terms, this is revolutionary. Market movements? Not up to us. Company earnings? Not up to us. Economic policy? Not up to us. What is up to us? Our research process, our risk management, our emotional responses, our long-term strategy. But here's the trap. AI tools give us the illusion that we can control more than we actually can. They make us believe we can predict the unpredictable, time the untimable. The result? We spend more time trying to control what we can't control, and less time mastering what we can. Modern behavioral finance studies prove this. People who receive more frequent market updates make worse investment decisions. The constant information creates the illusion of control, while actually reducing real control. Epictetus would have seen this coming from miles away. He knew that the more you try to control external outcomes, the more anxiety and poor decisions you create. But there's something even more subtle happening here, something that Seneca discovered about wealth that most people never realize. Seneca was arguably the wealthiest man in Rome. He understood money from every angle, but he wrote something that modern AI investors desperately need to hear. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, who is poor. Here's what he meant. Your financial anxiety isn't about the amount of money you have. It's about your relationship with uncertainty. AI tools promise to reduce uncertainty, but they actually increase it. Every prediction, every signal, every opportunity makes you more aware of what you might be missing. Think about it. Before AI trading tools, you might check your investments once a week. Now, some people check dozens of times per day. Has this made them wealthier, or just more anxious? Seneca understood that true wealth comes from what he called autarkia, self-sufficiency, not needing external validation for your financial decisions. When you're constantly reacting to AI signals, you're not self-sufficient, you're dependent. You're letting algorithms control your emotional state and financial decisions. But here's the deeper issue, and this is something that Marcus Aurelius wrote about that's even more relevant today. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Confine yourself to the present." This wasn't just mindfulness advice, it was economic strategy. He understood that your attention is your most valuable resource, and the market is designed to steal it. Today's financial AI tools are attention hijackers. They're designed to keep you engaged, reactive, constantly monitoring. Each notification pulls you away from productive work into reactive worry. Here's the math. If you're checking your portfolio 10 times a day, spending 5 minutes each time, that's 50 minutes of lost productivity. Over a year, that's 300 hours, almost 2 full work weeks. But it's worse than lost time. It's lost mental clarity. Every time you check, you're training your brain to be anxious about money instead of confident about your strategy. Marcus Aurelius knew this. He wrote, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." In financial terms, the best protection against market manipulation is not to play the manipulation game. Don't let AI tools turn you into a reactive trader when you should be a strategic investor. But here's what's really fascinating. There's a specific Stoic technique that makes you immune to this entire problem. The Stoics developed what I call Premeditatio Malorum, the practice of imagining loss before it happens. This isn't pessimism, it's psychological insurance. When you've already mentally prepared for market downturns, you don't panic when they happen. Here's how to apply this. Before you make any investment, spend time imagining what you would do if it lost 50% of its value. If that scenario creates panic, you're investing too much. Marcus Aurelius practiced this daily. He would imagine losing his wealth, his power, his position, not to create anxiety, but to create freedom from anxiety. Compare this to AI-dependent investing. You're constantly hoping for profits, fearing losses, reacting to signals. You're emotionally attached to outcomes you can't control. The Stoic approach is different. You make your best decision with available information, then you become emotionally detached from the result. You don't need constant updates because you've already prepared for any outcome. This is why Marcus Aurelius never checked daily market fluctuations. He didn't need to. He had already done the mental work that made him immune to financial panic. Warren Buffett, whether he knows it or not, uses this exact approach. He makes investment decisions based on long-term value, then ignores daily market movements. He's applying 2,000-year-old Stoic wisdom to modern investing. So here's the question that changes everything. Are you using AI tools to become a better investor, or are they using you to become a more anxious trader? The Stoics understood something that our algorithm-obsessed world has forgotten. Your emotional state determines your financial results more than any external information. Marcus Aurelius built wealth by controlling what he could control: his decisions, his reactions, his long-term strategy. He ignored what he couldn't control: daily market movements, other people's opinions, external economic events. This is the secret I promised you at the beginning. The path to financial freedom isn't through more information or better predictions. It's through emotional independence from market chaos. When you can watch your portfolio drop 20% and still sleep well at night, you have true financial power. When you can ignore the latest AI signal because you trust your strategy, you're no longer a slave to market emotions. Think about it. Would you rather be the person constantly checking AI signals, always worried about the next market move? Or would you rather be like Marcus Aurelius, confident in your strategy, immune to financial panic, building wealth through decades instead of trading days? The choice is yours. But remember, the Stoics didn't need AI to build generational wealth. They just needed wisdom. And that wisdom is still available to you today. Here's what I want you to do right now. Look at your phone. Count how many financial apps you have. Count how many notifications you received today about money, markets, or investments. That number is your anxiety score. The higher it is, the more you're letting external forces control your financial, emotional state. If this resonates with you, if you're ready to build wealth like the Stoics, through wisdom instead of worry, subscribe and join our community of deep thinkers who choose philosophy over panic. And let me know in the comments. Do you trust AI algorithms more than ancient wisdom? I'm curious to hear your thoughts. But here's what's even more dangerous than AI dependency. There's a psychology trick that keeps 97% of people financially trapped, and it has everything to do with how we react to missed opportunities. The Stoics discovered the cure for this 0 years ago. And when you understand it, you'll never fall for financial manipulation again. Click the video on your screen to discover the psychology trick that's keeping you broke and how ancient wisdom can set you free. Until then, keep feeding your millionaire brain with wisdom, not worry.